WMTV, Channel 15, Madison. This is 15 News at 10 with Rick Fetherston, Pam Tauscher, Elmer Childress with the weather, and Mike Heller Sports.
Good evening. Welcome to 15 News at 10. I'm Pam Tauscher.
I'm Rick Fetherston. An outrageous story tonight about a car dealer in Long Island, New York, who made a fortune at the expense of General Motors.
He is accused of duping GM for more than 10 years and fraudulently borrowing more than $1.7 billion last year alone. Prosecutors say after GM discovered it had been suckered, hundreds of cars were removed from John McNamara's dealership. He's charged with defrauding GM of $436 million through a phony extortion scheme.
The investigation's still continuing, and we're obviously going to look and see if he had any help on the GM-AC side.
Prosecutors say McNamara set up a dummy corporation in Indianapolis, supposedly to export customized vans made in Indiana. The vans, which didn't even exist except on paper, were sold to McNamara's dealership in New York, 70,000 of them last year. Then the vans supposedly were sold to a shell company in Cyprus. The purpose was to get loans from GMAC, which routinely lends GM dealers money to buy cars, then gets paid back when the dealers sell the cars. McNamara allegedly paid off his old loans with new, larger ones and kept part of the money. He amassed a fortune of more than $350 million. He's now free on $300 million bond.
After being convicted of destroying their 1984 Ford Bronco last fall and then collecting the insurance money, 25-year-old Sarah Weggert and her husband Jeff were sentenced to 3 years probation and ordered to pay restitution. The Weggerts admitted the vehicle had been in storage, and when they couldn't sell it, they chopped it up and dumped it behind a supermarket. The Weggerts were also fined $1,000. An Iowa County Sheriff's deputy has been found guilty of sexual assault. Robert Christ was accused of 1 count of second-degree sexual assault with a child and 2 other sex-related charges. Christ was accused of having sex with a 13-year-old girl back in 1986 and then again later when she turned 18. He adamantly denied the accusations. He faces up to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine.
The owner of a Madison bathhouse and massage parlor says Internal Revenue Service agents confiscated her property today. Agents brought 2 large moving vans to the Geisha House on East Washington Avenue and hauled out dressers, couches, lamps, plant stands, and other items. Owner Adele Schultz says the IRS claims she owes about $226,000 in back taxes. She says her place will stay open. Court documents indicate the items seized would probably bring $10,000 at an auction. Bambi's coming back. Convicted killer Laurencia Bembenek could be back in the United States within 36 hours. The Canadian Justice Minister today signed the necessary papers extraditing Bembenek back to the U.S. She escaped from a Wisconsin prison in 1990, claiming she had been framed for murder. Milwaukee police say a transvestite with AIDS may have infected some teenagers who had sex with him. 37-year-old Derek Hendricks was in court accused of luring young boys to his apartment with offers of drugs, liquor, and oral sex. He's accused of sexual assault and child enticement. Police say Hendricks liked to dress in women's clothes and called himself Melanie.
A convicted killer scheduled to die next week in California's gas chamber is getting no mercy tonight from Governor Pete Wilson. Robert Alton Harris was condemned for the 1978 killings of 2 teenagers. The governor tonight acknowledged that Harris was a victim of child abuse, but says he is not convinced by defense attorneys that left Harris incapable of taking responsibility for his actions.
As great as is my compassion for Robert Harris the child, I cannot excuse or forgive the choice made by Robert Harris, the man. Clemency is denied.
And the execution of Harris would be California's first in 25 years.
In Washington, the House released the names of 303 past and present members who overdrew their checking account at the House bank. The only Wisconsin surprise on the list was former 2nd District Congressman Robert Kastenmeier. He wrote 9 bad checks in the amount of about $610. He says the actual overdraft was far less than that because in most cases he thought he had enough money in the account to cover the checks he wrote. All other Wisconsin incumbent congressmen had had previously announced whether they overdrew and how much.
The Food and Drug Administration says it will not be business as usual when it comes to silicone breast implants. Commissioner David Kessler says the FDA has taken steps to significantly limit the use of the implants under new guidelines issued today. The implants will be allowed only in controlled clinical studies. Those studies will seek answers to safety questions, including the effects of leakage and rupture. After more than 12 years of fighting, forces in Afghanistan have reportedly driven the Soviet-installed president from power. Government officials say President Najibullah surrendered power today to a coalition of military officials and a leading rebel commander. Reports say he is in the custody of the United Nations. Greyhound is moving to improve safety on the road. The company says it plans to use high-tech radar on its buses to help avoid accidents. The radar monitors the speed and distance between vehicles and warns bus drivers when they are running into close calls.
When we come back to 15 News at 10, you'll make the call, see if you know your Wisconsin politics.
And later on, an anniversary for Ling Ling and Sing Sing.
"15 News is brought to you in part by American Family Insurance.
American Family Insurance would like to remind you of all the reasons for choosing one insurance company over another. The most important reason by far is the service you'll receive when you really need it. Choose wisely.
In McFarland, your American Family agent is Larry Chapman. In Madison, call Marty Clausius.
Your house looks so nice. Where'd you get all this neat stuff?
Great food, guys.
Where did you get it? You always find something so unique. Oh, no. Hello, Spiffy Maids?
The Ameritex Pages plus Yellow Pages. How you get things done.
What do you think of Boston Store's 12-hour sale?
It's like a beacon in a storm.
Exactly.
Boston Store's 12-hour sale.
It's like a pizza with the works.
Incredible savings in every department.
A light at the end of the tunnel, yes. A light all bright and shiny.
Boston Store's 12-hour sale. Only 12 hours.
And it's over like that.
It's history.
When the light goes out, poof, gone.
Gone.
Boston Store's 12-hour sale starts 9 a.m. Saturday.
Poof, gone.
This is nice. This is nice. This is very nice. This is not nice.
Some car makers charge a painful price for luxury. But your Chrysler Plymouth dealers give you all the luxury of the Fifth Avenue for thousands less. Now that's nice. Real advantages for the real world at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Black Hawk Technical College in Rock County is laying off staff and cutting classes in an effort to ease a $688,000 budget shortfall. College officials say they're experiencing some problems because the school is limited in the amount of money it can tax residents. The college board voted to lay off 3 instructors and a counselor. The school will also suspend enrollment for some fall programs. Some people say that running a government should really be no different than running a good business. That may explain some of the popularity of Texas billionaire H. Ross Perot and his run for the presidency.
That's right. The new UW system president, Catherine Lyle, may be as close to a CEO as the state has ever had. As Janan Yasseri reports tonight, Lyle's agenda is not unlike many companies who are trying to make more with less.
After 11 years with the system, Catherine Lyle has a handle on what makes it tick and what needs to be fixed. She'll tell you the budget needs to be fixed, either by having the state kick in a larger contribution or by asking for tuition increases that are more reflective of other Big Ten schools. While UW increases this year are 4.5%, peer universities around the country are closer to 12%. Those who've worked with Lyle know she's not afraid to try something new, like assessing and testing students system-wide to see what they're really learning in their college experience. It's a project she's asked each individual campus to tackle. But students aren't the only ones expected to be assessed. Lyle's a strong supporter of a new and controversial post-tenure review system.
I've had a number of communications from faculty members saying, we're really glad you're doing this because, fill in the blank, John Doe in my department really hasn't been pulling his weight for a number of years, and we've had no way to address this problem. It is one of my goals, and I think it's one of the board's goals as well.
It's a proposal likely to be embraced by legislators, the body that system presidents often have sparred with. That, too, is something Lyle wants to change.
The first thing is I'd like to lower the decibel level of exchanges that go on between the university and the legislature sometimes. I think we can do more together if we're not carping at each other.
Lyle says her challenge is large but focused and reminds legislators.
I hope people will understand that in an institution the size and complexity of this organization, there's always going to be something going wrong. The main issue is that when we find it out, we get on top of it.
In Madison, Janan Yasseri, 15 News at 10.
Well, here's a quiz now. How well do you know your living Wisconsin governors?
There are 8 of them, and some Milwaukee residents got the chance to see in person this afternoon, most of them at least, and here's a chance on tape. It was at a luncheon to raise money for a children's center in Milwaukee. 6 of the state's living governors were there. 4 of them posed for a picture together, and we'll show you the other 2 separately. Now, let's see how you did. Left to right, Lee Dreyfus, Marty Schreiber, Tony Earl, and Warren Knowles. And the other 2 governors who attended, John Reynolds and Tommy Thompson. And the 2 who didn't, well, Pat Lucy and Gaylord Nelson.
I know I'd have flunked the quiz.
I knew Dreyfus. I've had him on my weather show. Speaking of on my weather show, I have a guest. This is my granddaughter, Becky. She hadn't been here for a while. What'd you do today?
I went to a movie theater.
What'd you see?
Rockadoodle.
Is that about a rooster?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He cock-a-doodle-doos and the sun comes up.
We need him in the weather department, don't we? Yes, we could use him. Cock-a-doodle-doo, sun's going to come up tomorrow. Tell you all about it right after this.
You'll find big savings on your home improvement ideas at Menards. Delval lights are on sale now. Choose from wall lights, ceiling lights, and chandeliers. This amber-tipped chandelier is just $59.99. And save on artesian bathtubs and whirlpools. Their distinctive styling will complement any bath. This white artesian tub is just $79.99. Make your house a home with help from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Over the years, there's only one truck in America that outlasts all others in dependability, and only one offering the value to match. With option package savings up to $23.10 plus a $400 factory cash rebate, that's up to $2,710 in savings or 6.9 APR financing. It's dependability that's kept more Chevy trucks on the road than any other, but it's value that keeps putting them there. The trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last, only at your nearest Wisconsin's best Chevy dealer.
Sharon, I can't make the presentation. Think you can do it?
Me?
When every call counts, count on Ameritech Mobile. Reliable service that keeps you connected across each and every mile.
If Thompson won't buy it, here's what you say.
Got it. That's it. Any questions? Yes, Miss Thompson?
I don't buy it.
Well, Miss Thompson.
Connect with the leader. Ameritech Mobile. Call 1-800-MOBILE-1.
You'll find the best in outdoor power equipment at Farm & Fleet. McCulloch 14-inch electric chainsaws are $49.95, and McCulloch 15-inch gas trimmers are $64.95. Farm & Fleet has AgriFab 10-foot utility carts for $81.99. AgriFab 14-gallon tow sprayers, $249.99. Remember, when you buy outdoor power equipment from Farm & Fleet, your purchase is backed by their in-store factory-authorized service department. That's a service most of their competitors don't offer. Save now on outdoor power equipment only at Farm & Fleet.
Well, it was kind of gloomy today, wasn't it? That's about all. I got a halo over my head. Let me move out of the way here. We had only 44 degrees for our high today, and I'll get out of the way, and you can check what we are now. Actually, we're at our low for the day, which is 40 degrees. The morning low was 42. Cloudy skies, northeast wind now at 13, humidity 89%, dew point of 37 degrees, and the barometer now up over 30 inches, 30.01, and continuing to rise. Look at the highs around the country today, though. Very, very warm, especially down in the southeast and the southwest. But we look at the big contrast we've had. 40 degrees, even 30 is just not too far north of us. We had just a 50 or two around here and there. But look at the clouds today, especially these back down through the plains. These are big, big thunderstorm clouds, and these that are boiling up over Texas and Oklahoma tonight have been producing hail and tornadoes. It's been a very violent situation. You can tell by the contrast in the temperatures from the very cool to the very warm. Naturally, that's where the big thunderstorms are going to be taking place. And here's the radar showing that very thing. Several severe thunderstorm watch box areas tonight. Some of those go till the wee hours in the morning. Way out on the west coast, a new storm moving in. They've had some strong wind with that. But this is right along that front that has been moving through us. And now by the time it gets to New England, it's going to be turning into snow up there. In fact, they have a winter advisory from New York State up through New Hampshire, Vermont tonight. We're looking for more fog. 18 inches deep, the hail was in Texas today. Boy, they do things in a big way down there. 94 at Palm Springs this afternoon. As I say, very windy on the west coast. Now, tomorrow, we have another system moving our way from the west, but we should be here in the central part with at least some sunshine. Winds will be coming back into the northeast tomorrow. The storm that's past us now will still be going away, so that's the reason I say maybe at least one day of seeing the sun before the weekend gets here. And I'll have the rest of the forecast for you right after this.
We've declared war at Stark and Stoughton. Don't let enemy dealers defeat you with their high prices during the Highway 51 construction.
Escape to Stark, where we battle high car prices every day. The roads to savings are, from the east, take I-90 to N to 51 north, or from the west, Highway 14 to 138 to Stoughton. We're winning the war with free service loaner cars for your convenience.
And monthly specials like brand new 92 Pontiac Sunbirds from just $87.50 with anti-lock brakes only at Stark and Stoughton.
There are good sales, there are great sales, and then there's the big one, where everything's on sale at American. A 19 cubic foot refrigerator, $395. A Sony 5-disc carousel CD changer, $168. A Packard Bell 386SX system with color monitor and printer, $1188. Everything, every item is on sale. It's the big one. Only till 8 Saturday night. The big one, only at American. The big one.
The Wisconsin Lottery is launching a new game, Powerball, a whole new chance to win millions. For $1, pick 5 of 45 numbers on top and pick 1 of 45 numbers below to be your Powerball. Just match your Powerball to the Powerball drawing and win a prize. There are 9 ways to win. Win the jackpot by matching 5 of 45 numbers and also by matching the Powerball. Powerball, it's a whole new chance to win millions.
Well, at least we should have a dry night, except for some areas of fog. That may make it a little moist feeling out there. Should drop down to around 35, our coolest night so far this week looks like. And tomorrow, we'll start out with some fog early, but then I look for some sunshine tomorrow at least, with about 58, which would be normal for this time of the year. And then heading into the weekend, though, it looks like Saturday we may have some dry weather for Becky and Justin to go Easter egg hunting Saturday morning. But otherwise, some showers developing late in the afternoon. And then Easter Sunday itself, as well as into Monday and Tuesday, each of those days, we have a chance for some showers, possibly even thunderstorms, but we should be in the 60s, at least Sunday and Monday. So at least the only good thing I guess we can say is it's not going to snow on Easter like it does sometimes.
Yes, and it has. That's right.
Yeah.
You have to do your Easter egg hunts on Saturday.
Yeah, the kids, that's where they're going to have one out in our neighborhood Saturday.
Good. It'll be a good day for it.
Should be better.
Thanks, Elmer.
Up next in sports, the Marshall girls softball team has a new coach, but the same old eye on state.
And Craig will show us just how bad things are for the Bucks away from home.
I confess, I'm an infomaniac. I listen to WIBA News 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Be an infomaniac. AM 1310 WIBA.
From Hollywood Pictures. Dad?
When Jack Scanlon passed away,
Dad hated me.
Who said that?
Dad did.
his family was reunited.
My son, Tony, was mugged by a gang of transvestites. They pierced his ear. He got away just before they shaved his legs.
And now, the only thing that's going to get them through this difficult time...
I tell you how bad my hip is. Yeah, 10 minutes ago. It's worse.
...is their love for each other.
Who are you? I'm the father of her child.
Passed Away, rated PG-13, starts Friday, April 24th.
Shelf and Dining Furniture's half-price sale is only until April 21st. Save 1/2 on bedrooms, entertainment centers, desks, dining sets, and more.
Taste a whole new kind of Cheerios. New multigrain Cheerios. Corn, rice, wheat, and oats.
4 good O's for one great taste.
New multigrain
Cheerios.
Corn, rice, wheat, and oats for a harmony of taste.
4 good O's in harmony. 4 good O's for one great taste.
New multigrain
Cheerios.
A harmony of taste.
The average American mother has 2.3 kids. One pet lifts 630 pounds, runs 17 errands, and spends 1.5 hours a day in a motor vehicle. Right now, your Chrysler Plymouth dealers are offering Plymouth Voyager with a family value package for under $14,900. For those who understand that every day is Mother's Day. Real advantages for the real world at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Closed captioning for 15 News is brought to you by American, the low price leader.
Well, anymore, you can almost just start out asking, well, how bad are they?
Actually, I can just ask this question to you guys. At the beginning of the season, if I said, do the Bucks or Heat make the playoffs, who would you say?
The Bucks.
Right, but that's not the case.
Frank Hamblin, his job wasn't saved tonight.
Oh, God, no. Well, in just 4 short years, the Miami Heat has managed to sizzle into the NBA playoffs. Meanwhile, in one long season, the Bucks have managed to bottom out of the postseason. Tonight, their last road game of the year against the Miami Heat down in Miami. Frank Hamblin looking on. Not much luck there, though. Bucks seem to have things on track. Lester Connor finally gets control of the bouncing ball and scores at the foul. But in the second half, all Miami, Steve Smith tracks down the loose ball here and finds Ronnie Cycli streaking to the basket. Then Glenn Rice buries a three-pointer. Rice led the Heat with 23 tonight. Bucks Brad Lawhouse also had 23. He gets 2 here, trying to keep Milwaukee in the game, but third and fourth quarters, just not the Bucks. His teammates weren't much help. Larry Kostoviak misses. Ellis takes the ball out of bounds, never even hit the rim. 95-87 Bucks, the losers tonight. 6 wins on the road all season. That matches their worst going back to the 76 season. Elsewhere in the NBA, Indiana tops New Jersey, and one more, Washington over Orlando, 119-106. The Hockey Badgers could be facing a big penalty by the NCAA for actions during and after the national championship. Head coach Jeff Sauer may be suspended for a game during the postseason, but of course UW will get a chance to plead their case as well.
The scenarios from a coaching perspective and from officials' perspective, I'm talking about officials, administrators, and so forth, maybe we look at things a little bit differently. I think that there are some scenarios that happen within the game framework that have to be addressed, and that's what's being done.
Not many in the red and white saw eye to eye with official Tom McConaughey because of the actions after the contest towards the refs. Assistant coach Bill Zito could be facing a suspension as well, and the team may face budget reductions in postseason travel money. Wisconsin is, of course, appealing the case. Well, the Brewers have the night off, but will open a weekend series tomorrow night with Seattle in Milwaukee. The Mariners taking on the White Sox in chilly Comiskey Park tonight, but red hot is George Bell. Boom, and it is gone. I tell you, the guy goes from the Cubs to the White Sox and has absolutely no problems. Of course, used to play in the American League. The White Sox win that matchup 5-4. Blue Jays remain the hottest team of the majors, though. Joe Carter's RBI and then a throwing error to third allows the winning run to score against the Yankees. They move to 9-1 with a 7-6 victory. Let's go on to the scoreboards now. Chicago tops Seattle 5-4. And Boston and Baltimore are postponed by rain. Detroit and Cleveland. Detroit tops Cleveland 13-4. Oakland a winner over Kansas City in 10, 1-zip. California is leading Texas 3-2 in the 9th. And San Francisco, the lone national final, 6-1 over the Padres. Still ahead on 15 Sports, the tradition continues in Marshall. The girls softball team looks to return to state, only this time with a new head coach. That story after a timeout.
I'm Janan Yasseri. Tomorrow morning on 15 News at Sunrise, we'll talk to members of the Chicago comedy group Act Now Improv. They're in town to help raise money for a Madison woman in need of a liver transplant. They'll give us a sample of their comedic talent tomorrow morning at 6:30 on 15 News at Sunrise.
First Federal's walking beside you in all that you do. We're working for you. We're proud to lead the way. Together we'll seek new horizons, making all that you do a step toward your dream come true. We're First Federal, banking in step with you. We're here, working side by side, here helping you make strides. First Federal and you, let's make it happen. Together we're reaching high. We're First Federal, banking in step with you.
Ready?
Go.
V6, available anti-lock brakes, dual airbags, and big total savings.
Ford Taurus.
And you make it better with...
Gas and Go from my Quality Plus Ford dealer.
So when other people pay for regular maintenance like...
Oil changes, windshield wiper blades, spark plugs.
You get them...
Absolutely free.
Right, and it's good for...
2 years or 24,000 miles.
So virtually all you pay for...
is gas.
When you buy...
any new Taurus from your Quality Plus Ford dealer. But you better hurry. Gas and Go ends May 31st.
This cleaning dramatization is brought to you by Clinky Cleaners. While we can't promise everything will come clean this easily, with over a dozen state-of-the-art locations and same-day service, you can trust Clinky Cleaners to make all of your cleaning concerns vanish.
Ever so quietly, the high school girls softball season is underway, and one area powerhouse is gearing up for another title run, only this time with a new skipper. Mark Larson visited the Marshall Cardinals training camp.
For most high school students, this week is spring break, a time for rest and relaxation, but not for the Marshall Cardinals softball team. They're hard at work, readying themselves for another run at a state title.
We know that it's our job to get things done, and we've set our mind to it, and we're going about getting things done on our own. We're working hard.
Hard work, dedication, wanting to win. Everybody's got to win and want to do it.
Marshall's new marshal is Jerry Hansen, a former assistant who was given the badge on the first day of practice this year. She inherits a team that's garnered 2 state titles in the last 5 years, and she's not about to make any changes.
I haven't changed anything. There's a foundation here that is successful, and it's kind of like a, you know, if the wheel's not squeaking, why oil it?
The Cards won state in 1987 and 89 and have been runner-up the last 2 years. Also, should they win their first conference game this season, the Cards will own the longest conference winning streak in state history. It's a tradition of excellence in which the players and the community take a lot of pride.
The community, they expect us to be so outgoing and great and keep the tradition.
Without the support of the community, our program would not be where it is, and their pride generates pride in the players and myself.
In Marshall, Mark Larson, 15 Sports at 10.
A good chance going back.
I think so, but you got a little pressure to uphold those traditions, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thanks, Craig. We'll be right back.
There's something great at Chili's, and I love it. I love my baby back ribs. They're here at Chili's. Now I wouldn't fib. You get a big serving, a full luscious rack. Baby back ribs at Chili's. We smoke them, char-broil them in our own sauce, and you're gonna love them right down to the bone. I love my baby back ribs. Oh, yeah.
Hey, just check it out. Really, it's the same price.
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's worth a call.
Hi. Yeah, what's the fare on Midwest Express to Boston Wednesday morning? Wait, now you sure about that?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
Now, wait, Midwest Express, now that's the one with no middle seat, 2 across. You got the great food and the free wine? Okay, look, I'd like to book 2 tickets.
I already did.
I think we already took care of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Midwest Express. Best care, same fare.
We've got the winds of change upon us, from big city to small town too. This is where America's cars start rolling, and no one does it like we do.
Mercury Sable. Room, comfort, and safety features like available dual airbags and optional ABS brakes really do make Sable and Sable Wagon America's family cars. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Mercury.
The Wisconsin Lottery presents 3 of the world's fastest competitors. They'll be racing in 2 new scratch games, Winner's Circle and Photo Finish. In both games, match your number to the winning number to win the prize for that race. And in both games, there's a chance to win 3 prizes on 1 ticket. So now there's fast, really fast, and instant. Winner's Circle and Photo Finish on sale now.
Tomorrow morning, join WMTV's Janan Yasseri and Mike Keller for up-to-the-minute 15 news and sports, only on Madison's Country.
The black and white bears, who seem friendly to all, are enjoying a celebration in their honor at the National Zoo in Washington.
It's the 20th anniversary of a furry donation from the Chinese government 2 decades ago. Joe Krebs has the story.
Well, do you think that I am a control
It was
freak?
time to get those panda paws in a party mode. The kangaroos couldn't contain their excitement. They were fussing and flipping. And the little red panda that lives next door was up a tree to better see. This was Celebration Day at the National Zoo, a celebration of the panda's 20th anniversary here in Washington. Ling Ling the she and Xing Xing the he arrived here as a gift from the People's Republic of China, April 16, 1972. Today, the food served by some second graders from Oyster Elementary School included a cake of sorts made from rice and carrots with sweet potato frosting. There was quite a crowd on hand, some remembering the day the pandas came to Washington.
I was here in Washington going to high school, and I did come to see them.
Do you remember that?
I do remember.
And now zoologist Lisa Stevens, as the collection manager for the pandas, has watched the efforts to breed these bears.
She's had 4 pregnancies, and she's produced 5 full-term cubs. And unfortunately, all of them have died shortly after birth from infection.
This has not been easy. It took the pandas 11 years to mate for the first time. Xing Xing had not been able to find, in the zoo's words, an effective breeding posture. Officials say the pandas have publicized the plight of endangered species.
They're very rare. Pandas may very well go extinct in the next 50 years. And it's a way for the zoo to tell the public that a lot needs to be done to conserve animals, to conserve habitat. Ling Ling is taking it pretty easy on this festive day, and the next big event here at the zoo, officials hope, will be a blessed event. Ling Ling and Xing Xing mated about 2 months ago, and if she is with cubs, zoo officials expect the birth would be about mid-July. Reporting from Washington, I'm Joe Krebs for NBC News.
They do look huggable.
Yes, they do.
But don't try it.
Look just
Don't
like the
try
stuffed
it,
ones,
that's
Don.
right.
Are you kidding?
What shall we expect?
Well, actually, I think tomorrow's going to be the start of a good-looking day. It may have some fog in the morning, but other than that, we'll be cloudy for a while. But then tomorrow should be a partly sunny day as the day goes on, and tonight's low about 35. Tomorrow, better.
Good. Sounds good.
That's our report for now. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.